up by Mighty Mike. 2 coffee makers, now 3, waiting for them. Miguel Bean is open.
A lot of tension in this game. So far, we've seen a lot of makeable shots being missed by top-notch players.
I watched it in the winner's profile. We have a turnover. It's a bad pass. Loizaga did not touch it. So I was saying, I watched Miguel Bean in the winner's profile. I didn't know that he collected more than 30 samurai swords. Very interesting. Time is 8 minutes and 52 are in the second, and Ricardo Brown gets a big hand as Coach Baby D gives him a rest. Panasala returns.
How do you assess the bench strengths on both these teams? Who do you think has the stronger bench?
Without doubt in my mind, deeper in terms of quality, experience also, great taste coffee. And you see the luxury here of Coach Baby Dalupan, despite the fact that Banal, for example, is under the weather, trying to come back from an influenza, and he's at 100%. Abi King is such an important element, especially when you're playing against an import. Now look at Ricardo Brown.
Yes.
And there's the Big John. He's the #1 fan of Great Taste Coffee. Don't blame him. He owns it. John Gottenway. Welcome to Ultra. But one thing about Magnolia Quench Plus, you cannot find a team that works better as a team. They're just Class A.
Yes, and a lot of the players have been together for so long. Paner and Ravanes and Black have been playing with each other for a very long time.
Pearson trying to extend, help defense, kind of distracted Norman Black. Pearson is first personal foul. Time 8 minutes and 14. We're in the second. 14 fouls being carried by Magnolia to only 2 by Great Taste. By the way, at this point, we would like to greet Coach Baby Dalupan, belated birthday greetings. Yesterday is his big day, October 19th. We hope you had a very good day in spite of the bad weather. So Coach Baby D, belated happy birthday.
You see what happens here is that Norman Black is forced to cover Blackwell. So he has to hustle a lot. He has a very tough chore on defense. Whereas on the other side, Norman Black is being covered by a local player. So it gives a chance for Blackwell to have a lot of room to fool around under the basket.
Good follow-up there by Saldana, getting his first 2 points. Loizaga against Loizaga.
Oh, they love it, the fans.
And they always play tough against each other. Norman Black pulling down his 6th rebound.
Not much of a fast break when Norman's in the backcourt. They're intelligent enough to wait for him. And it pays off.
Just like that. And now Magnolia is threatening. Down by 13. It is now a 5-point game. But here's Blackwell ramming into Norman Black. It is a 10-4 blast by Magnolia Quench Plus. First foul on Cory Blackwell. 7 and 14. That's the time in the second, and we have a timeout. Personal.
And you see how it's very difficult for Norman Black. Even with the middle open, he's having a tough time driving to the lane. Watch the double team here.
Chito Loizaga took steps. We have a turnover. Time 6 minutes and 55. By the way, tonight in Cosby Inside Basketball, shot blocks to be discussed by Norman Black, seeing action here right now, right after this match.
Well, if anybody can talk about shot blocking, it's Norman.
Here's Norman the wings.
He's really perfect that shot. Over the right shoulder or over the left shoulder.
He's added another 6 points right here in the second. Made his first 13 in the first quarter, total 19. Compared to Blackwell, he's got 8. Norman Blackwell, he'll challenge Norman. Turnaround shot, good touch.
Well, that's the first point I think that they've scored, or the second point that they've scored since Ricardo Brown has been on the bench. The lead is down to 5 points now.
It is 40-35. Still Great Taste. 5 team fouls being carried by Magnolia to only 3 by Great Taste. Norman does it again. First time that they played against each other during opening day of this reinforced conference. Norman Black pumped in 44 points. 21 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 shot block, and no error at all that night. Over the shoulder foul is going to go against Samlani. Good positioning by Manny Victorino.
This is a very tough team now for Magnolia. There are no real offensive players on the court except for Norman Black. Samlani, Miguelbin, and Loizaga are not really noted for their offensive production, and Norman's going to really have to bear the burden for the next few minutes.
Seeing action for the first time is Merced, rarely used, and probably what's going in the back of the mind of Coach Baby Dalupan is to pace as long and as much as possible with Ricardo Brown.
That should have been called goaltending. If you pull the net when the ball's on the basket, it's also considered goaltending.
By the way, Ricardo Brown is playing with the flu and has a very slight fever.
I think that's the reason why he has his jacket on.
The basket counts. Continuation given to Corey Blackwell. He liked that call. He liked that shot. And the foul is going to go against Joey Loizaga. That'll be his third. And that placed Magnolia in penalty situation with 5 and 5. 5 minutes and 5 seconds. We have a substitution from Magnolia. Loizaga is pulled out by assistant coach Derek Umaran, and we have the return of Ravanes.
Big question, will Ricardo Brown re-enter this ball game? He has his jacket on, towel over his legs.
Slight fever.
I think perhaps as long as they enjoy the lead, he'll sit on the bench. Once things get a little tight, I think he's going to be forced back into action.
Here's Miguelbin, is open, shot block. Oh, he came out of nowhere. Manny Victorino was quick to defend, but could not control it. Alulo returns to the floor, and Pearson is recalled by Coach Baby Dalupan. Pearson did not score from the floor, and Barate is also back in the ball game. Samlani sits down. Norman on a fadeaway shot.
Tremendous. Loizaga, nothing he can do on the play.
Norman so far, 26 points. He's got 13-13. Norman has also pulled down 7 rebounds to the 6 of Blackwell. Blackwell, 13 points. Victorino powers inside.
Yes. You can see that Blackwell respects his fellow teammates, feeding down low to Manny Victorino.
And speaking of Manny Victorino, he averages 17.5 points per game. Saldaña got away.
Yes, the Mighty Might must continue to do that. He is the second best offensive player on the court at this point.
And so far he's got 4 points, all happening here in the second. He's also pulled down 2 rebounds. Blackwell. He's got 15 points. A very big 9 here in the second quarter for him. Made his first 6 in the first. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Inside going to Ravanes.
Fantastic.
This is one backcourt player from Magnolia that loves to play in front.
Yes.
Norman still on Corey. Got away.
You see, the best thing Norman could do is deny the ball, but once the ball does get inside, Norman cannot afford to commit the foul. Norman's thinking is deny the ball as best as possible.
Because Norman is indispensable. Saldaña, not that time. Picked up by Miguelbin and got pressed by Merced. The foul is going to go against Merced. Time is 3 minutes and 2 seconds. We're in the second. Right now it's a 6-point game being enjoyed by Great Taste, Abe King, and Ricardo Brown returning to the ball game. Loizaga and Merced are pulled out while Miguelbin is rested. We have the return of Dante Gonzalgo. Manny Victorino will be covering Gonzalgo. Ravanes trying to apply motion offense.
Oh, boy.
What a beauty to watch, huh? The beautiful black magic. Got carried away. And right now we have a timeout from Magnolia.
Filipinos Bank, the energized bank, moving its people to help you move ahead.
Time left here in the second quarter, 2 minutes and 25 seconds. The Street is back in the ball game. They checked in for Saldana.
Warning on Great Taste Coffee, Blackwell for illegal defense.
Illegal defense, a warning on Blackwell for